Hey everybody, it's Jake Tapper from CNN State of the Union and factcheck.org. This week there's been a lot in the news about families of undocumented immigrants coming into the United States and being separated at the border. One report suggesting that the U.S. government lost track of 1,500 children that were part of these families that were separated at the border. So we want to take a look at a charge President Trump made that this problem and this policy is the fault of Democrats. The president made this claim at a roundtable on so-called sanctuary cities last week at the White House. Take a listen.
We have to break up families. The Democrats gave us that law. It's a horrible thing. We have to break up families. The Democrats gave us that law, and they don't want to do anything about it. They'll leave it like that because they don't want to make any changes. And now you're breaking up families because of the Democrats. It's terrible.
Is that true? Did Democrats give us this law that forces the families of undocumented immigrants to be separated at the border? No, that's not true. Before President Trump took office, many of these families were either processed and released as a family with notice to appear before an immigration court, or they were held in family detention centers together, according to the Bipartisan Policy Center. But in May 2018, the Trump administration announced that all families, all individuals caught entering the United States illegally would be referred to federal prosecutors for criminal charges. Now, under that new plan, a Department of Homeland Security spokesperson says the parents would be placed in detention centers while the children would go to separate juvenile facilities or potentially foster care if they did not have an adult relative in the United States who could take them in. So what law that the Democrats gave us is President Trump referring to when he says the Democrats gave us this law that forces families to be separated, children and parents to be separated? Well, we asked the White House and they referred us to a Department of Homeland Security statement. The statement outlines a 1997 legal settlement that says the Department of Homeland Security can hold children for only 20 days pending their immigration cases, as well as a 2008 human trafficking law that says unaccompanied minors from countries other than Mexico and Canada must be placed in the care of the Office of Refugee Resettlement or with relatives in the United States while they go through removal proceedings. So first, that 1997 legal settlement, that's obviously nothing that the Democrats gave us. It's a legal settlement. Now, the 2008 law, that was passed by the Congress by unanimous consent and was signed into law by George W. Bush, who was the president in 2008. And it doesn't require families to be split apart at the border, though it does limit where and how long the government can hold these children. In fact, experts say that the Trump administration's decision to hold the parents for criminal charges instead of releasing them along with their children is ultimately what will result in the separation of even more families. So, to be clear, neither of the legal examples that the White House gave us forces the Trump administration to separate parents from their children when caught at the border. Not at all. And we're still waiting for any evidence that this is a law that the Democrats gave us forcing the Trump administration's hand. As of now, we have no evidence that that's the case. A reminder to all you politicians out there, you're perfectly entitled to your own opinions, but not to your own facts. I'm Jake Tapper for CNN State of the Union and factcheck.org.